Hey folks, Steve Glenn here for BeSmartPrepping.com. We're still working on that website. Hopefully bring that up here in the near future. I'll give you some more details on that later. This is a silver video that I'm doing. So on this one here, I want to talk to you a little bit about. This is a company that I've been advocating for a while. Silver.com. Okay. So this is a packing slip. So I got this order in, and notice I've redacted some of it for you that are into redacting. There's the ship date, October 25th. I got this yesterday on the 27th, so 2 days to get here. It was 2 days shipping, and here's what I ordered. It was just a small order. Two 10-ounce British Silver Britannia bars, brand new. So $326, right? And notice there is a little bit of shipping on there, $5.95. But the packing is always outstanding. Okay, so it comes in a cardboard box. It's wrapped in bubble wrap, and then the bars are in there. Here's the two bars I got, and I've never gotten a Britannias before. And normally I don't get. I tend to stick to things that are very well known, and really shiny, really beautiful bars. And they got some sort of somebody on the back here with a trident, but they're nice bars. Pretty much the same size here. The bars I usually like to get are the from the Royal Canadian Mint. These are really nice bars too. And again, I like to get things that are just, just bars that are, well known. And, yeah, there's some well known mints and things out there, but I mean, these are from, other than getting them directly from like Sunshine Mint or whoever they get it, like U.S. gets their silver from, to make silver eagles from Sunshine Mint. But again, these are really bars I really love to get. They're really well known. I did do a test on them, after I got them. Although I think Silver.com is a super reputable dealer, I still basically put them at a 45-degree angle, dropped a high-powered magnet on it, and then the magnet just slowly slides down. And that's when you know that the bar is, all silver. If it had metal in it, the magnet would stick, or if the silver wasn't real good silver, it would just slide right off really fast. I'm not going to break these things open. I'm not going to go through the expense of x-ray them. I believe that I'm getting from a very, very reputable dealer. Silver.com probably has some of the best selections too. SD Bullion, they advertise, oh, we'll match anything, we've got everything. I was looking for Sunshine Mint half ouncers. They didn't have those. Some of these 10-ounce bars they didn't have, and a lot of stuff that they did have was not going to be available until middle of November. That's over 2 weeks out. The stuff wasn't even in stock. The stuff on Silver.com, virtually everything you look at will be in stock, and the selection will be much larger than most places I've seen before. There's a few other places that'll give you some good deals too, but they just, none of them, work with Gainesville Coin in Florida and Northwest Mint, but Silver.com, they get it done. Shipping is great. Doesn't cost much. You can have them sign for it, which is what I usually do. They have a good selection. The selection's in stock. You don't have to wait for it. And the prices again right now are just so cheap. I mean, it's like this 10-ounce bar is, this thing could easily be worth $8,000 here in the near future, right? There's going to be a massive exchange of wealth that's going to happen, and people that have silver or gold, precious metals, are going to see the fruits of that. I honestly believe. You know, we could go through and look at some things. In fact, I'll do another. I'm gonna do another video specifically on that, where the price of silver could go. Looking at data, and analyzing, and not just from one place, but several different places, and sort of putting all that together, and with what's going on in the geopolitical spectrum today, I think you can get a pretty good idea what's going on. Plus, listening to the experts. The Bible teaches that wisdom is found in the counsel of many. So, if you want to know something good, don't just go talk to one person, because somebody else may have a different opinion. But if you talk to about 20 people, then you're going to probably get a consensus at some point. Most people go, yeah, well, most people are in this area, we believe this way. There's a couple of radicals out here that believe this way. So I've talked to lots of people, listened to lots of people, and one of the people, Keith Neumeyer for Majestic Silver, he's a CEO. I think they've got like 6 silver mines in here in the United States. But he's anticipating an easy, 120, 150, sort of first move. But the thing is there's not that much silver out there. This is something else that people aren't aware of. But I'm seeing it. I mean, like I said, I've gone to a couple of these different places that used to have some big selections, and you could get it right away. It was in stock. Not the case so much anymore. There's a lot of stuff that's out of stock. And if it's out of stock, at some point in time, there won't be any stock. And then the opportunity will be gone. That's why, if you're a day, a week, a month, or a year early, is better than being one day short. Because even though 120 might just be the very first stepping stone for silver as it goes to 800 or maybe even more per ounce, and I'll run through numbers of how you can get to that pretty easily too. If it takes off like that because there's no other place for money to go, and you need to understand, money that's out there gets created from debt, and the only way it goes away is to pay off the debt. But while the money's out there, it can be used, in capitalism, as we have here in this country, as a way to, build more wealth. Now, the dollar is going down in value, but if you accumulate lots of it, then, you can, obviously overcome some of that. That's what people do, of course, when they're betting the stock market. Well, when the stock market falls apart and the bond market's falling apart, well, the stock market will fall apart probably because of the bond market. The housing market's already starting to go, which traditionally has been an asset class to store a lot of wealth. I'm thinking 401ks and retirement systems. It's going to be like 2008 all over again when we hit this next recession. People are going to get wiped out. I'm not a financial planner, but I've been around and looked at numbers for a long time. I know what they do, and so I'm going to disqualify this by saying this is not. This is just what I would do, and what I have done. Okay, if you've got some 401k money, what you want to do is you want to take a loan against that. Okay, you'll be paying yourself back at a low interest rate, and then what you do with that money is you buy silver with it. You buy silver and or gold, depending on how much you got. If you take out, if it's a lot of money, 30, 40, 50,000 or more, then you probably want to get mostly gold. Get maybe some silver, maybe enough 400 or 500 ounces of silver, and all the rest in gold, maybe, because gold is just going to be easier to store that much. But then that becomes a store of wealth for you when that 401k surely takes a hit, because you have no idea where that 401k is at. It exists in contracts that banks and hedge funds and other entities have put together as an investment class. And so they buy these contracts, but a lot of times they don't know what's in them. in the past, there's been bad mortgages and stuff in a lot of those, which caused them just to be worth nothing. And non-high class bonds, B and C rated bonds, some municipal bonds, that were worth a lot of money. Uh, but anyway, the bond market will probably take out the stock market. The stock market, probably could go down. Some people say 80, 90%. So imagine the stock market's coming down. It's coming down 800 to 1,000 points a day, and it's been doing this for 3 or 4 days now. They've maybe stopped the market once or twice, to suspend the sell-off. But then when the market comes online again, and it has to come online, we're a capitalistic system. This is the way we work. When it comes online again and it starts going through and it starts having more sell-offs again, that thing could just work its way all the way down to where companies close the stores, companies go bankrupt, banks will be closing, banks will be going bankrupt. Another reason why you don't want to have a lot of money stored in your bank accounts. Have it in safes. Maybe credit unions are a little bit safer, but you got to be real careful, because if they go under, they'll take your money with them. So stock market's going down. Yields are terrible, so people are getting away from stocks, away from bonds. So what do they have? They have cash. And if this cash is existing in an inflationary environment, which it probably will, which means that the interest rates are going to be much higher than they are right now, then that cash is going to be deteriorating. The value of this could be deteriorating very quickly. In some cases, it could deteriorate by 50% overnight, or 20% overnight. That's not unreasonable moves in highly inflationary environments. So of course, when that happens, all of a sudden you can't. You used to be able to go to the grocery store and buy a whole basket full of groceries for $200, $300. Now a basket full of groceries costs you $10,000. Okay. Can you imagine getting to that? Countries have been in this situation. We're headed in that direction. Okay. And this is why it's important to have these precious metals. When the money again starts flowing out of the stock market, out of the bond market, and the housing market is already unstable. I mean, I could go through lots of statistics, but for example, the number of foreclosures and number of bank sales of homes where they've reduced the price in most of the boroughs is at the all-time high. It's never been this high before. Virtually every property has gone through a price reduction. In hot markets, people, places out there on boom, before you can even get a chance to look at it, it's sold, right? Super hot markets. But that's not where we're at today. And it used to be that we had lots of foreign buyers coming in, looking at properties, especially in New York and L.A. and in desirable places here in the U.S. And but that's dropped off too, because their currencies are in free fall. A lot of other countries, their currency is already dropping quite a bit. Not in some that are. I mean, some are. It's absolutely horrible. Venezuela. Brazil's not much better, and Italy's got all kinds of problems. Germany's got a lot of problems. Spain, Portugal. The euro is hanging on by a thread. And it's really only the central banks, that are really the last resort at this point in time. And I'm not going to go down that road. But anyway, I'll talk about some more of these topics at another time if you're interested. But why silver again? So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be out of houses. There's going to be a lot of houses on the market. There's going to be lots of foreclosures. Housing prices are going to drop considerably. And so here again, people that were relying on that money being in there and the value of their home, so they could get a reverse loan, down the road if they wanted to, which was an option. They may not have as much money available to them. Or if they decide they're going to sell their house and get into a smaller place down the road, one, they may not even be able to sell the house. Two, they're probably not going to get anywhere near what they originally thought they would get for that house. Uh, and so this is happening everywhere. It's happening in different countries. It's happening in the United States. There are still a few hot markets in the United States, like Denver, uh, uh, Phoenix, I think, a couple places in the Southwest, maybe Miami too. I'm not sure. Possibly Miami. Um, but again, there's going to be a lot of money out there that's going to be looking for a place to go, a place where it can, hopefully make some money, but certainly not lose any money, right? So gold and silver have always been a traditional way to store or hold the value of your money, and it certainly has shown that it's certainly got the power to do that. And in the last decade, it's been one of the best asset classes out there. Um, but the problem is again, there's not much of it. I've been looking around, looking at these different places where I've been buying silver for years, and there's just not that much out there, and I think it could dry up very, very quickly. So if you've got, just one of these could make a big difference in your life, right? If here's 10 ounces, 1 ounce in Venezuela will buy you 6 months of food. Okay, so this is for a family, maybe food for the next 5 or 6 months for a whole family out of that one bar right there. But the problem is most people down there don't have that. Now, if you got lots of them, now you can do all sorts of things. Some of you have probably thought about, well, if I had a lot of money, what could I do? Well, imagine yourself with, $1 million or $2 million. I know a guy over in Alabama that he and his family will probably they'll have several million. I'm sure they could have a lot more if they would listen to me. They've got a lot more gold than what they really need, and with the silver to gold ratio at 80 to 1, at this point in time you should be all in on silver. Really should be. Uh, as those prices take off, that gap, because now all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of people wanting to get silver. And keep in mind, silver right now is below mining costs. Mines are just barely hanging on if all they're doing is silver, because they can't produce it at $18 an ounce. It spots 14 something. Silver Eagles and Maple Leafs are $18, $17, $18 a piece. You're still when you get into the low 20s, $22, $23 an ounce. That's about what it takes for the mine, to break even in the work to extract that. Now they're extracting, and of course, there's a part pulling other sorts of metals and minerals and things out of the ground. But there's just not that much out there. And it is an industrial metal. It is being used for solar panels, computers, watches, electronic switches, motherboards, all kinds of things. Solar panels are getting bigger all the time. There's a lot of silver used in that. It is the most electrically conductive material in the world, and that's why it has really a lot of industrial purposes. It's also the most reflective material in the world. Some of these bars you get, especially if you get you get a kilogram bar that's been stamped, it's real smooth, or a 100-ounce bar that's been stamped. You can look at that thing, it's just like looking into a mirror. It's just, but silver will, as it moves from 80 to 1 down to where it should be. Now, Keith Neumeyer, again, the CEO from Majestic Silver, he said, it should be 9 to 1 approximately. For every 9 ounces of silver, they get an ounce of gold. So that's about what the ratio should be, 9 to 10 to 1. Well, it's 80 to 1 now. So if you can imagine, if it draws, as the prices are going up, it's also closing that gap. So it's going to be moving at a logarithmic, nature as it moves up. That's why I say it's best to be pretty much all in on silver right now. Silver's going to be going up in price because the price of gold is going up. Okay. And because there's not much silver out there and the ratio from silver to gold is as high as it is, that's going to be reducing. Price is going to be going up like this. It's going to go much, much faster than gold's going to go up. I've heard ridiculous things. But, until you actually see something, who would have guessed a $25,000 or $26,000 stock market, in the first 2 years after Trump made it into office? Probably not too many people. Most people wouldn't have thought 4% GDP was possible, So there's a lot of things that could happen that people, would say, oh, I couldn't believe I could ever do that. I could ever do that. I mean, when gold was selling, for $35 an ounce, I'm sure they never thought, oh, I could never get to 300 or 800. Right? It's at like what, 1,200 or something now, and it will go up. I bet it'll go to $5,000 or $6,000 an ounce on the first real kick. And silver's always been very volatile, but once all the derivatives market gets shut down, and people go, we need to know what the real market is here, not this paper market that the banks keep playing with. But they were getting out of it. JP Morgan's out of it now pretty much. And they were the biggest culprit. But as those close, that silver price is going to really jump. Like I said, this 10-ounce bar, I really believe this thing could, this could be $8,000 or $10,000 one day. So much so, I told my wife, I said, the house will get down the road. I said, if it doesn't have a pool, what it will do is we'll take a couple of these 10-ounce bars here. All right, well, and that'll put in a nice pool in the backyard, for the grandkids to come and play and splash around and have fun. And we get to enjoy watching them and playing with them. So definitely be getting your silver. Definitely at silver.com, bar none, I think it's the best place to get silver. I do not like having my silver out there in limbo for long periods of time. I don't like waiting and going, okay, here it is. It's not even the end of the month. I got to wait till 13th or 14th or 15th of November. And maybe they'll have it then, or maybe they won't. Do I got to keep checking back? Are they going to keep emailing me? And then when do they ship it? And is it just going to be sitting in my mailbox, and nobody, me not knowing it's coming? That's not the case with silver.com. They even have a thing where when you do your original order, you can put a little checkbox in there for them to contact you about the quality of it. But they're very secure. Everything's above water. You get exactly what you ordered. It's top quality stuff. I've never gotten junk from them. Never. I've never got anything that was bad that, so I guess that's about it. That's the main points I wanted to make. Get into silver. Make sure that you've got a good supply of it. It may save your life and the life of some of your family. If you do it as part of your 401k, it's insurance against your money, or for your money, I should say. If you lose that 401k, that silver and gold will make up for it as those prices go up. As your retirement money gets eaten alive in the 401ks. that money is going to be going someplace else. It's going to go to gold and silver. It could go to cryptos. It could, that's a possibility. And I think even a greater possibility if the cryptos are tied to silver and gold. Um, and I expect that there will be some gold-backed cryptos that will be coming out. There's some big players out there that are backing some of the cryptocurrencies that are out there now. That's something that can move really fast too. So I'll take and talk about that here. I think I'll do a video on cryptocurrencies and what your strategy maybe for cryptocurrency should be right now. Just sort of walk you a little A through Z, on what you might try to do. So I'll put that together. I'll have another silver video out there for you at some point in time. Keep watching. If you found this interesting, if you learned something, thought it was insightful, then please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and take care. God bless. Bye.